Siri_bot says Siri_bot has joined Cerebro Love.
Okay, I really hope I don't get this wrong. Which one of these?
N_sweep says hey guys.
And sleep, hey. Hi, how are you? Oh, I was about to say, I'm used to seeing you in the mornings, and then I looked at the time, like, oh my god, wait, it still is the morning. How are you? I think it's 24. Please be 24. Okay, thank God.
N_sweep says good. I'm about to have a student in a few minutes.
Thank
Just
you.
wanted to drop by and lurk.
Well, it's smart to drop by for like just a bit, because once, you know, seeing my dumbness will then make it nice, like when you finally meet with your student like that. Remember, I think you're the one who said when I was watching that CS50 lecture, remember how like I watched it like super sped up and then I slowed it down, and then I thought it was you. Someone pointed out, like, if you speed it up super fast and then slow it down, then it makes it sound like they're not talking as fast anymore, even if you still have it on like 1.5. Like if you start at 2 times speed and then go down to 1.5, then it sounds normal speed. It's like that.
N_sweep says hey positive self-talk lol.
Oh. No, I'm just teasing. Oh, thank you. Okay. Positive self-talk. Oh, it was you who said it.
N_sweep
At least I remember
says,
that. Okay,
that was me,
you want some positive self-talk? Well, I remembered correctly what you said on that day, which is big for me, because I remembered something. Yes, that's positive. 10 cubes. But yeah, I'm always happy to see you. Yay. This might end up being too hard and sweet, but like, I'm really thinking about dabbling and trying to make. We'll just take steps to see if what happens if I try to like attempt, heavy emphasis on attempt, to make a bot for the Twitch, but it's probably gonna be very hard and not work out. But I think it'd be a good exercise to just like see what I can even do at all, like how far I can get. Like, can I even follow the first instruction? I don't know. I was thinking about, you think? It's gonna be so hard.
N_sweep says attempting your own projects is 1000% the best way to learn.
So I have 2 options, and I looked into both of my options. You think? No way. Oh my god.
N_sweep says a Twitch bot is not awfully hard.
I guess it just depends. At first I was gonna try to not use a library like that already is using this stuff, but then I realized that's actually really difficult, and I saw a video.
N_sweep says there is an existing Python library.
Twitch.io. And I looked at that library, and it actually looks really nice. Like, it looks like they've designed it really, really nicely. And then I was like, I really like the way this looks.
N_sweep says it's harder if you do it from scratch, but even then it's just API calls.
I watched a video of like a professional software developer, and he was trying to make his first bot, and he decided for some reason not to use a library and wanted to just do the API calls and set it up himself. but he ended up saying like it's a lot more difficult than he thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh no.
N_sweep
Oh no,
says
this
it's
guy's a
very nice,
professional.
and it's designed nearly the same way as discord.py.
Ooh, really? So if I do something with Twitch, then that means it'll be easy to do Discord too later on. That's exciting. So I have a C sharp. I found a C sharp library too, but it's not really updated very much, and it's more likely that there might be problems with certain things. Um, even though I
N_sweep
would
says
be,
yep.
yeah, even though I probably would be more comfortable trying to start from the C sharp one, it's still going to be really hard, and I might end up just trying to do the Python instead. Maybe I don't know which one I should try starting with. Maybe C sharp, but it might be hard. And then yeah, like I said, I might try the Python just because there's more
N_sweep says
people.
sorry to interrupt.
Oh, good luck, good
Meeting
luck, good
time.
luck. I'll see you
Have a
later.
good stream.
Don't worry, we can pick up. I can finish talking later when you're um, free again in the future and not teaching. But good luck. You're an awesome teacher, by the way. Always tell yourself that when you look in the mirror. Cubes. Take to fill the prism. I did this before. Oh, this is the last question. That's good. I mean, don't laugh. Don't LMAO me. Shut up. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. I'm not gonna get it wrong. I'm about to lose my streak, okay?
Ellie_B314 says 6th grade math, let's go.
Yeah, you might not have got to see me do math, but before I met you, I was actually jumping between. Actually, maybe you were around when I was jumping between Exorcism and Khan Academy. But I'm trying to finish. See, look at this. Look, I'm trying to finish every course in Khan Academy that they have from the beginning. So now I made it to 6th grade.
Says not.
Oh, you have? Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. You think?
Ellie_B314 nice. Says actually based.
The funny thing is, like after I started meeting, like getting lucky, and then smart people started coming into my stream, I kind of stopped jumping back to do Khan Academy because I'm like, oh no, I don't want them to see that I was working through the 6th grade math curriculums. There's like 6 of these, by the way.
Ellie_B314
a real math class?
Unironically based.
Very long
How
time.
long has it been since you were in a math class?
It feels like forever. Though it probably doesn't even matter because I never really tried very hard in math. I just tried to, like, I never really tried to understand what I'm doing. I've just memorized a bunch of stuff. I just wanted it to be over with.
Ellie_B314 says it's been like 8 years for me.
Probably 6 for me, I guess. Something like that. I was last like enrolled, but it still doesn't matter because it's not like I tried. At least now when I'm like learning stuff by myself online, like I really am trying to understand like what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So there's that. I don't always understand, but I try to understand. That's different.
Ellie_B314 says yeah, I didn't appreciate math enough when I was in school to learn it. I was attracted to it outside of school though.
Hi Casper. Hi guys. How are you doing, Casper? Alright, I need to stop playing with. Why am I writing 3 over again and drawing dots on the screen? This is not doing math. I have to stop doing that. But look, it's like, what am I doing? Ah, nice.
Casper Caper 17 says I am doing well. Uni started again, so very busy.
10 cubes, 7.5. Wait, I'm thinking about this for a second because I already solved the problem like this earlier, but I forgot what I did.
Major, right?
Yeah, Casper's the math major. The real deal. Yeah. Nice. And you're in a final year too?
Says, or was that someone else?
And Casper's in a country with like a solid educational
Ellie_B314 says
system.
based ASF man.
Based
Good luck.
and solid. For the prism. Oh wait, it is double. It's 20. Right. I hate it here. I have to do it all over again from number. Wait, why are they not? Cubes with side lengths of 1/2. Why would it not be just doubled? I hate it here. Because wouldn't it 1/2, 2 1/2 cubes be equal to the volume of 1?
Casper Caper 17 says
Cubic
I am
unit.
taking 5 theoretical courses now, 1 presentation course.
Oh, it said side lengths of 1/2. My bad. I thought it was saying the volume was 1/2. But it says, I don't know how to read. So it's actually 1/2 times 1/2 times 1/2. It's 1/8. It's freaking 10 times 8.
Only place that offers it.
I don't like this anymore. 80. Shit. Oh my god. I was taking so long on that question because I didn't want to get it wrong. And then I got it wrong anyway. So it's like...
Casper Caper 17 says at Ellie_B314 thanks.
And I didn't pass this, so I didn't maintain my streak. I have to do it again. What the... It's fine, it's not that hard to do, I guess. So this would be 8, 7, 4. Very true. Now I know it's side lane, so it's... It seems like annoying that they had to pick 4 on the bottom. Why can't they just do 2 again? I have to be like, meh. Oh. Goddamn trackpad. What was this again? Is this supposed to be a 7? Yeah. Was it? I don't remember. That was supposed to be a 3, actually. I think. Bug. I shouldn't get the last one wrong on that one question. What did I do? 4 and 5. Oh, I know I did. That was a mistake. Wait, no, I didn't mean to type that either. It's fine.
Odefi Bode says hello.
Hi, Bode. Yeah, I have to maintain my streak really quick, and then I'll go back and do the other stuff I was doing. Wait, why Unity? Because Unity's free, and Unity has the most free resources available for learning. So, of course. But I have to take a break to maintain my streak, so. Let me just switch my category real quick. Oh, it's true. True.
Nifoxic_ here says Unreal Engine got C though.
Yeah. So I'm going mainly for Unity because of how user-friendly it is to learn and the amount of resources available. But then Unreal seems cool. But I'm kind of worried my computer's not going to handle it very well because it's a bit more resource intensive than Unity is. And then every time you want to play you edit your script, you have to recompile the whole editor, which I didn't know about. I didn't know you have to recompile your whole editor. That seems crazy.
Casper Caper 17 says C isn't necessarily better than C.
You have with Unreal and C++, you do have a lot more power to change things, to really customize easier than you would from like Unity. Like the little gritty details of how each and every little thing runs, which is super cool.
Ellie_B314 says
I definitely want to learn it. It's on my list.
Just like plagues and murmurs.
What the hell? Plagues and murmurs? How does... Oh, like heart, like plague in your heart. I get it. And like a heart... Oh.
Ellie_B314 says LMFAO.
Ellie. I see how you feel about C++.
Ellie_B314 says
Casper
is right though.
I don't know how to say it because it's really stupid, but I had like a shower thought the other day that if I were to make a game that was supposed to be like some kind of RPG with like a lot of programmer humor, and everything is like some stupid programming pun, then if there was like, this is dumb. If there was like a C++ creature thing in the game, or like a C++ monster, then one of its attacks would be C thrust. Sorry, but like a sword, obviously, because it's an attack. Okay, I didn't say that. I mean, like a sword, because it's like a Pokemon, like monsters and collecting, yeah. But I was just reminded of that now that we're talking about C++. Anyway, I need to stop getting distracted. I need to actually finish this without getting anything wrong. Everything and the kitchen sink. What? It's super effective.
Used everything and the kitchen sink. It's super effective.
And the kitchen sink. Ooh, where does that reference come from, Ellie? C++ used. Okay, I did it right. 40. Oh, I can't believe I'm back on question 1.
Ellie_B314 says Pokemon, you know.
Pokemon. Well, yeah, Pokemon. No, I was asking about the kitchen sink and everything, like where that reference. But I think Casper's explaining it.
Ellie_B314 says Max LOL.
So the meaning of everything in the kitchen sink just means too much junk? Just everything? Easy to do, DSA. I don't know what that stands for, but I could Google that. So many design.
Easy to do DSA.
Hey, we were talking about design patterns the other day, Ellie.
Examples. Template is just 2 op. And DSC do automatic garbage collection when used with smart pointers.
I actually heard, well, in the case of Unreal Engine, working with C++ isn't really as bad because they actually they abstract a lot of that away for you to make it easier to use Unreal. So it's not like the same as just you don't have to worry about all that as much stuff as if you were just working with just C++ outside of Unreal. Taking a sync I haven't even heard about that. Elon Musk took a sync? Oh, you mean like syncing Twitter HQ?
Casper Caper 17 says I don't know anything about the kitchen sink other than Elon Musk taking a sync to Twitter HQ.
Oh, what is corrupt? Okay, wait, I'm gonna look up DSA too, because now I'm like curious. DSA. Not Democratic Socialist of America.
B314 says when he first purchased Twitter, he took an actual kitchen sink into the HQ.
What the hell? Why do you do that? Was this for like some symbolic reason, or did he just really like this one sink? Oh, data structure algorithm. Thank you. From now on, I'm just gonna say Democratic Socialist of America now. So.
Ellie underscore B314 says simply because he
DSA.
could.
Simply because he could. Okay. Musk is something.
Nifoxic underscore here says when I was in college I used to do all the times I solved around 4,000 problems on it, ha ha ha.
Oh, really? 4,000 problems on what? Oh, you mean 4,000 problems in DSA? Oh, that's so cool. Oh, well, so you must be really good at it. The design patterns and
here says DSA
hell yeah. No, not 4,000 problems. Democratic Social. They're not a Democratic Socialist of America. They're not. Or they could be. Or they could be. I should never asked, but still, I assume Democratic.
Really Nifoxic underscore here says DSA. Data structure and algorithms, not democratic.
LARP as a computer. I love that, Ellie. That's amazing. I love that phrase. I don't want to LARP as a computer, but you do hardware stuff, so you are already LARPing as a computer. You're one to talk.
Nifoxic underscore here says at Ellie underscore B314 hell yeah.
It's funny, Nifo, because Ellie actually does, like, out of everyone I've met so far on Twitch, he does the lowest level stuff. Like, he's the first person I met who does, like, or she does like hardware and that kind of thing. It sucks. You love it. What are you talking about?
Casper Caper 17 says I was recently cleaning my room, and I had about a meter high of pages filled with math lying around my room.
Did you feel intelligent? Because I would feel intelligent having all that stuff, being surrounded by in that type of atmosphere. I love books. It would be nice to just have stacks of books everywhere. Oh, yeah, that sounds like...
Casper Caper 17 says no, I felt a bit sorry for the trees.
Clash of Clans? No. Sorry. And friend. More high-level approaches. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Nifoxic underscore here says nice but high level. I think you probably talking about Python cause it's easy there too, but Python don't have good built-in library like STL though.
Haskell is a hassle.
Nifoxic underscore here says oh.
Scheme.
Nifoxic underscore here says scheme.
Okay, 1/3. 6, 7, 9, and 27. 27 times 5. Okay, I need to not mess up again.
Casper Caper 17 says now your opinion is taken seriously.
10, no, 13, 135. Jesus. Now you're... What is SICP? I saw that and I saw. Wait, is that like exam for like IT people? And I've heard of. I feel like I've heard it. Is that like, or is it some type of computer exam or something? It just sounds like the wizard book. Oh my god.
Ellie_B314 says the wizard book.
Oh, oh, this. I knew I've seen it. I've seen it before because I know why I know
Lee
about
says
this now.
07.
And they use Lisp, don't they, in this book? I'm pretty sure they do. Based on what I remember, because it's free, and I started looking through it, and I was like, this is gonna be. I didn't actually start reading it. I was just like, this is gonna be really effing hard. And then I was like, I would rather do CS50. Look, it's Lambda.
Ellie_B314 says yep. Scheme.
Oh, Scheme. Wait, are they the same thing? Wait, they're different, right? Lisp and Scheme are different languages, or... Look, this one. Look at this one. This one's in Japanese. They released it. Maybe I should work through it in Japanese on my stream, too. Because why the hell not? If they have it available.
Ellie_B314 says Lisp is an entire family of languages. Scheme is one example.
It says program structure and this, I think Chico's like making it run. Like implementing it so that it runs. Entire family of languages. Oh, I didn't know Lisp is just a family. Like C is like, well, also like a language, but a family. And Scheme is one, I see. And then I guess, I mean, F# is like Microsoft's version. I think when I was like looking at F#, because after you told me that F# was like Microsoft's functional language, then I Googled it, and then I read the Wikipedia article. I'll see a specific language. And then it mentioned like being inspired by Lisp.
Ellie_B314 says C is a specific language.
You know what? How about this, Ellie? I'll make a promise to you. I'll make a promise to you. If I'm able to get a Twitch bot running that I make, then I'll add it, because I wanted to do like handle rewards and stuff for me in a more fun way. Then I'll add it as a reward that is unlockable. It's like force me to read from SICP for like 10 or 20 minutes, and then I'll just be forced to stop what I'm doing and read from that and work through that book. Because it doesn't look fun in a way. That'll be one. I'll call it SICP torture. I should probably add one for like Nan Game too. It's an excellent book. Biased.
Ellie_B314 says it is an excellent book.
Yeah, well, I have heard it talked about as like the ultimate book on programming. Like, this is if you can only read one book, take one book to a deserted island about programming, you grab this one. You know what I'm talking about, Bo. That's what I'm talking about. That's how many channel points for 2 minutes of that book. Hell yeah.
Ellie_B314 says max LOL.
What is Scope G? For 2 minutes, I would do something like that, wouldn't I? Ha 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 ha. That's why it's fun to be the streamer. I have all the power.
Bodethi Bode says it's my hometown.
8. And this is 2, of course. 16 times 3. Hometown. 18. Oh my god, trackpad, don't fail me. 34. 48. Oh my god, there's one more left. In the left-hand corner, the Italian Society for Palliative Care. Huh? Where? Wait. That seems so random. Oh, you mean in this dude? It kind of looks Italian. Eval apply? What does this have to do with palliative care? Huh? Left to that.
Casper Caper 17 says no left to that.
Amazing. Yes. I mean, that's what you wanted me to work. Okay, I can work through this. This will be easy. I'm following your instructions. I'm working through SICPs. Don't exclude norcospone, the oral or parental administration of opiates. Oh god, the powder treatment of dyspnea in patients affected by chronic incurable illness with a limited life expectancy. Nice. Doing more does not mean doing better. Damn! I feel like they're dissing me. They're telling me no matter how much I stream, I'm never gonna go anywhere. Eval and apply are the
Ellie
backbone of
underscore
the
B314 says eval and apply are the backbone of a Lisp runtime. Shift/enter also works but is more applicable to curried languages.
And I can only assume you don't mean like the food curry, unfortunately. Or you don't mean the curry. Curry also means curry also means to brush a horse with a curry brush, and I assume you also don't mean that curry either. Sad. Oh, there's the backbone. Interesting. Eval and apply. Well, here's what I did learn about functional languages because I was. Are you proud of me, Ellie? I was watching a video this morning about.
Ellie underscore B314 says Haskell Curry's namesake carrot.
I was watching a video this morning on YouTube about functional programming languages because I just wanted to understand what they even are because that's how curious you had me. And I did watch it. It was like a little cute little 3-4 minute introduction. And here's what I learned.
Casper Caper 17 says I thinking very hard if I can remember where Scott
I wasn't convinced. I wasn't sold on it, but I'll tell you what I learned from it. So there are 3 things. There's 3 like characteristics that functional languages tend to have. Tell me if I'm wrong. So let me see if I can remember it. The first one. Well, I'll start with the third one because it's the easiest to remember. Functional languages treat their functions like first-class citizens, and so you use them. You can like declare them as if they're variables, like they'd sit up there like weirdos, as if they meant something. And then number 1 and 2. What were the first 2? That was the third one. There were 3 things that the person went over. The first one was oh, why is it so hard to remember new information? My god, why is my mind I'm literally drawing a complete blank and that makes me really sad. I can only remember the third one because of how funny it was. I mean, funny, like, the whole phrasing of, like, functions or, like, first-class citizens is funny. That's the only reason I remembered it. What was it? They're, like... Okay. I lost access to the memory location. If I saw it, I'd remember it, but I lost the memory address to find that information in my brain. I'm sorry. I've disappointed you.
Ellie underscore B314 says the way that I think about the distinction between functional and say a procedural / more imperative languages is that the main method of computation is achieved.
Oh, I remember one of them. Okay. I don't know why that brought something back. I remember another one. Okay, I might not remember all 3, but at least I'll get 2 out of 3 right. Here's the other thing I remember. So functional languages, I guess you kind of, I don't know, maybe gave me a hint. I don't know, maybe. But reading that brought something back. The functional languages, yes. So in functional languages, like if you have like a variable, you're not going to be like they're immutable. So you're not going to be changing that variable, or you shouldn't. It's not like good design for functional languages. You keep it the same forever, and then if you want to change it, you make a new variable and name it like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But you're just not going to be like changing it around all the time, and reassigning isn't like a thing. isn't part of the paradigm, really. Or it's like frowned upon. I don't know. So there was that. And yeah, so I remember that one now. Don't remember the first one. Oh, functions can be used. I remember them all now. Okay, functions can be used everywhere. Like a variable can be used. It's not just like declared like variables. So maybe this is the same thing as the third one, but they can be used like as they can be passed into functions. They can be like used everywhere. You would use a variable. Everything you would do to like a variable, like you can do to like you can even use them to like declare something. Like the function can be used to declare it of this type function, like a type. Like it's weird. To my horror, I know that's horrible. It shouldn't be allowed. It should be illegal.
Casper17 says Python
Okay, so
allows
it is the same
function
thing as the
being
third
passed
one.
into function as well, to my horror.
Data. I found out too that functional languages also are more like intensive on the CPU. Like it's like one of the even though functional languages are actually really old, which is really weird because they're so weird. Part of why they never caught on is because at the time when computing hardware wasn't as good, it was harder for them to like be able to. It was harder for people to be able to make big programs that do stuff with a functional language because of how like optimized. I don't know if that's the right word, but you know, it was
I use Python,
more intensive
I just
to
do
run
the most
them.
horrendous things to it, and it just takes it like a champ.
I'm glad for that. I'm glad that there was a hardware limitation because imagine if there wasn't a hardware limitation and then everyone like object-oriented programming never became popular and everyone's forced to use functional programming. You know how effed up that would be in Unity. We're all using F#.
Says at Casper
that would be messed up. I don't want to.
LOL fucking hilarious.
I don't want to code games in in F# and whatever. No. Hold up, fam.
Ellie_B314 says hold up, fam.
It just takes it like a champ. I know, but that's the thing. It shouldn't. It's just weird and wrong and cursed. Very. It's so cursed.
Ellie_B314 says https://www.youtube.com/watch?v=QM1IUE6IOFM.
Ray, hey, there you are. Nice to see you again. 64 times 2 is 120.
Ellie_B314 says Decconvert, free your mind from the confines of OOP.
You literally do sound like a cultist right now, Ellie. From the confines? Who says that? Okay, I got my streak.
Casper17 says at Ellie_B314, where do you keep pulling these huge videos?
Ellie just has everything needed for everything open in a tab, and then whenever it's talked about, she just has it.
Ellie_B314 says Max LOL, Max LOL, Max LOL, Max LOL.
It was really creepy when I first met her. She like just was talking about something related to functional programming and just had it already. Just had it in the tab and just switched to the tab. Exactly what we're talking about. It was something very, very specific to it. It was really, really weird.
Ellie_B314 says it takes up space for more valuable things like people's birthdays and names of new people.
What takes up space? Oh, you mean in like your mind, you have everything open in a tab so that you don't have to remember it? Okay, I'm done with this. I have my streak now, so I don't have to worry about this for like a whole week. Where is this? Right. I had this all prepared. You guys ready to watch a video with me? Yes, you are. You're ready.
And today we're going to have a look at how to make a Twitch bot using OAuth, and we're going to be using a library called TwitchLib. Now, this video isn't going to go through
Ellie_B314. To be fair, I recognize that, just with different types of videos.
Oh, that just reminded me to switch to... Oh, Wait, never mind, so far. Oh my god. That's so many people. That's an overwhelming amount of new people. Like, I don't even know if I've met 250 people in total from streaming. Well, no, I haven't. That's just so...
Casper Caper 17 says I only remember like 100 to 150
If I met
of
250
them,
new people, I would only remember 3 of them.
All the cool things you can do with a bot. I'm not going to show...
Oh, wait, I should change... Never mind, I'm gonna change my title just to... coding and math for this particular stream.
Casper Caper 17 says which leads to terrifying situations where someone greets you very friendly.
Oh, that happens all
and
the
you have
time,
no
and I'm
clue
just like,
where you met them or what they're called.
It's awkward. But I'm honest about it. I'm just like, I don't remember who you are. I'm sorry. So, like, what can you do? It's not like I forget people because I don't like them.
Casper Caper 17 says just go with the flow.
It's fine.
A massive setup of how to do a bunch of bot functionality, but what I am going to go through is how to make a WinForm application using C# that will set up that initial connection via OAuth authentication.
I think for WinForm, I think you have to use, I mean, I could be wrong, maybe I'm wrong, but I think you have to use Visual Studio, don't you? Like, not Visual Studio Code, but like it's something within Visual Studio. I was under the impression that it was.
And allow you to get a bot to connect to chat, to listen to chat, to respond to commands, to write to chat, and also so you can make API requests, so you can basically ask Twitch for information. Because you're authenticated.
Oh, okay, thank you, Casper.
Casper Caper 17 says this is a .NET framework program from Visual Studio. Yeah.
Okay.
You can get a list of all your subscribers or things along those lines. So that's what we're going to do today. A bit of background on me as well. I'm a game developer, so most of my programming has been in Unity or Unreal Engine. And what that means is my actual plain software engineering skills of writing programs and applications is
Casper
very, very minimal.
Says just a word of warning, don't leak your OAuth key on stream. That is basically
yeah, or the secret. So there's like an OAuth, there's a secret too that is used for something, I don't know. But supposedly it's like optional, but I need to like also put it in like a different file and then like, yeah, and then use it as like a variable name that says like password or something that doesn't actually show what it is. I've actually never done that before. Also, I've never for C#, I've never like installed another library, used a library before, so it'll be my first time doing that with C#. Yeah. I'm not even 1,000% sure how. It's just such a basic thing, but I don't know how to like put it. I have to practice that. I don't know how to put it in like a separate file and then draw from it. I don't know how to do that actually. But yeah, I'll try not to do that. Try. Can you change if you leak that? Can you change it? Just curious. Or is this like it's permanent? That's pretty spooky if I can't like change it, even if I like do make a mistake. Well, not read from file.
Casper
I mean just
Caper
like
17 says reading from files requires setting up a file stream. That's pretty difficult.
I mean like passing it in as in like using. You know, like when you're using someone's library and you put using at the top, like I would use one of my own or something to like pass in the information so that I don't have to reveal what I actually wrote. Something like that is what I mean. Or like drawing from another. I said file, but I meant like C# script. I have another script. But Casper
Caper 17 says, oh yeah, that's not so difficult.
But I still do want to read from files for something else, because something I want to do. Remember, I wanted to make a shop like a point shop, so that people can get points from watching my stream.
Nah.
I wanted to have it store like how many points do people have. I wanted to have it write to a file and then read from it. And when people ask how many points do I have.
Ellie_B314 says pass in auth keys through environment variables.
Wait, is it? Wait, really? I don't know what those are. I was asking. Like, I'm not sure if it's like. Is that safe? Wait, I don't know what I don't know what those are. Wait, is that joke? Is that just normal variables? I can't tell. I don't have the knowledge to be able to tell if it's a joke. Dusty! Hi! Aloha.
Dusty Trails Dev says aloha.
A database? What am I describing? Wait, at what point?
Casper Caper 17 says I've never really bothered with proper security since it was all on my PC.
Oh. Well, I guess you're talking about for the stuff like storing people's, like how many points each person would have, then that's what you're talking about with SQ, with SQLite, right? But what about just something like, is it possible to do something, I don't know, do something with JSON or something? But wait, that is part of SQL, isn't it?
Ellie_B314 says I cringe because I don't want to accidentally push my auth key to get
Hey, Dusty, are you from Hawaii? I just realized right now.
Ellie_B314 says there are JSON databases.
That's the world has ever seen.
Casper Caper 17 says at Ellie_B314 my GitHub contains the most horrendous shit the world has ever seen.
Let me just Google it.
Corrupt Converter says.
What is this? You cannot use an OAuth to buy a subscription to a channel? What does that mean? You cannot. Why would...
Ellie_B314 says at Casper Caper 17 max LOL same, fam.
I'm not getting a clear answer,
Casper
but...
Caper 17 says at Ellie_B314 see Discord text chat during stream.
Wait, these are something, these get refreshed? How does this work? What even are these tokens?
Dusty Trails Dev says what are you wanting the bot to do?
Oh yes, good point. Maybe I'll get up like a text doc and start typing out what the things I would want to do. Okay, good point. I won't make it too crazy. I'll try not to. So what I would want it to do is I'll put it in here. This is gonna be stupid to do it like this, but I don't care. I'm putting it in here because this is just a place I know I can type. Don't make fun of me. So I guess what I want to do, and then I can just copy and paste it out afterwards. Here, I should be very specific. I want it to be able, maybe I won't write that part. Like, see when a user joins or exits the chat. And since I would host it myself, then the bot would start at the beginning of the stream when no one has showed up at all. So I don't need to know who's in the chat. I just need to know who comes and who leaves. And then after that, I don't know, every like 10 minutes or so, like if a user hasn't exited, so like store them in like a list or array or something for the people who join. And then if someone leaves, I don't know, take them out. So then every 10 minutes, I want the bot to see what users are in the list. I don't know if I should say the word list or not, but just some kind of collection, you know? I'm gonna use it like informally. The word list, like, just isn't an informal word. And then like every 10 minutes. Oh, but then it's more complicated than I thought, because then, okay. Then every 10 minutes, like, give them like a point. Whoever's in that list.
Ellie_B314 says on user exit, divide the time by your points/minute and add that to the user's profile.
Ooh, I didn't think about, thank you. The time in the channel, you're right. And then add it to their store.
B314 says the time they were in the channel asterisk.
Nice. And then I would want it to write, you're right. And then that's when I would want it to write to the file that stores the points even when the bot's not running. So there's like a list of how many points people have in total. I'm gonna copy what you just wrote and like divide the time. Math things. That's when you're in the channel. Yeah, I like that. Ugh, it's the Discord thing. Copy and paste doesn't work
Dusty
from
Trails
TwitchChat.
Dev
It's so
says
annoying.
what would the points be for?
I don't know why. Let me try again. Command C. And now I command C like 5 times. Oh, now it works. Okay.
Ellie_B314 says actually that may not be the best idea since that would only update when they leave the chat. Your idea is probably better.
Oh. Okay. See, you should have more. I gave you 25
Dusty
yesterday.
Trails Dev says
The bot, no, it doesn't work. It's not giving points. It's not distributing them correctly. I gave 25 to everyone, and everyone had 25. And then the next day, nobody has, like, only 3 people have points at all. It doesn't make any sense. Stream Elements makes me sad. I need to do this myself. This doesn't. Stream Elements, you disappoint me. Your bot. I mean, I'm talking to the bot, actually. I'm not saying the company. I'm saying you, the bot. You disappoint me. Just to be clear. Well, you're supposed to have more than that.
Ellie_B314 says give me 420 points Plaza 3.
I don't know why you have so little. It just doesn't. This bot just doesn't work. What? Bad bot. I know. The only bot that's good is Seribot. Seribot can stay. Seribot is good.
Ellie_B314
Wait,
says at Stream Elements bad bot.
When they leave the chat, oh, okay. Yeah. But your idea is still good, Ellie, because I want it to write. Oh, okay. Wait, I have an idea. I have a good workaround. Your idea still works. Here's how I can do it. Hopefully this text isn't too confusing. So at the beginning, when it starts up, let's start from the beginning. So on startup, with chronological order. On startup, bot reads from a list of users. External, I should say external file. Because it's reading. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it should be fine.
Dusty Trails Dev says maybe the thing could give you extra points if you stay till the end of a stream. That way you could have both methods.
And then stores the information locally. So then it will have that update, like it'll say like, you know, it'll have like, oh, everyone has like 35 points or whatever. But then is that like inefficient? Because what if many of those people are never going to show up during the stream, and it's going to be taking that information and like storing it? But it doesn't matter. It's not like I have 1,000 viewers. This can work for now. Maybe this isn't like the most scalable way to do it. Like it's as like part of a list or something. Like all their all the only data that it would have right now, until I add like more features, more fun things, is it would just store point amount to like name point amount. Maybe like their ID or something. If that's, I don't know, whatever Twitch needs to be able to identify people. So it might end up being like an ID and a name. I don't know. But maybe then, is it like really inefficient to have the bot read many times from a file?
314 says I could write some pseudocode of how I would do this.
Or do you think the bot should read once at the beginning and write at the end? Is that like the better way to do it? Or should I have it like when a user makes a request and says, how many points do I have? Read from the file, like the external file, read from it. Is that inefficient to do it like that? Because I was just thinking maybe I should only have it read and write one time. Like read at the beginning, write at the end. And then all the data that you're like manipulating like should be local variables and stuff, local data. Or maybe the thing could give you extra points if you stay till the end of stream. That way you could have both methods. Oh, that's interesting. Does local fact shouldn't really matter? Oh, if it doesn't, okay, it'll be local, so I don't have to do it like this. Never mind.
If it's local files, it shouldn't really matter.
Okay, then I don't need to make it more complicated then. What about writing to files? Does that really matter? Does that take extra time than storing it locally as like a variable? If I tell it like every time someone gets a point, every time continuously like add 1 point and write to the file, or should I just write at the one time at the end? Because reading it should be fine. So writing is also fine if it's local. Because then oh, okay, I know that.
Dusty Trails Dev says probably have it keep in memory, then every 5 minutes or so write to
I'm not
file.
thinking about. Oh, I see what you mean, Casper. Well, I'm just thinking of I'm not even thinking about all the little details. I'm just trying to come up with just the basic thing I want it to do. So okay, so I would do it like, see when user joins, store them.
Dusty Trails Dev says I don't know exactly, but that is what I would guess.
Cool. We can always like play around with it later too. Okay, so then how will this change? I'm a user dependent. See when but I think I know what you mean, Casper. Like I'm looking into it like a bit. I'm starting to get like really detailed with it. Well, the important thing is, okay, I won't even write store. I want to know when a user joins or exits. Who knows what I'll do with them? Maybe I want to know when they'll do that. I want it to be able to read and write at times. There would be different times when it reads and writes, so I need it to be able to read and write to an external file. I'll just keep it really simple right now, and then work out the details. I need it to be able to I'm just gonna keep this separate because I'll probably do something like this maybe in the future. What you wrote, Ellie? I mean, that's like, yeah. Oh, be able to respond to commands, to text chat commands. So listen. for chat commands with a prefix. So I'll use like a prefix like this. And write messages to the chat. The one thing that it's not going to be able to do, because then I have to set up like an external server. Like I have to make I would have to make the whole thing like a server that can receive like HTTP requests. Is that I won't be able to. The bot won't be able to give roles or anything like that. It won't be able to do the slash commands like /VIP, /moderator, because those are like high access. It's not going to be able to do that unless I do like a lot of extra setup with like servers and with like a web server thing, and that's going to make it more complicated. So yeah, that's just these things. Simple. For now. Is this too bare bones? Wait, what's port advice? Wait, why is my... Oh, I don't... Because the TTS didn't read those out. I'm like, well, I didn't see all these messages. Way too far. This works as starter? Okay. Yeah.
Casper Keeper 17 says, nah, this works as a starter.
When the bot... So no matter how I like do things, whether it's locally or not, when the bot is offline, all the data should be saved. User data should be saved and consolidated. Order should have been consolidated and saved for use the next time the bot is online. To the external file. There. That's the only thing that I would want. By the time the bot goes offline, it will have saved all the important stuff that it would need to operate next time. Yeah, that's really it. Oh wait, there's another thing. I remember now. Not just listen for chat commands, but also be able to identify which user sends a command, so that it can like grab the user's data. So that's another thing it should do. Maybe also like be able to be able to do things on a time interval. And I was thinking, like, should it be able to like read date and time and write like dates and times too? Maybe that doesn't matter, but just a set time interval. I keep saying simple. Okay, that's it. I don't know. I'll write it like this. So that I remember. Okay, and paste this. So, oh, one more. Oh wait, I thought of another thing. I wanted to be able to tell when will it be able to do this? Yeah, when the stream is over, when the stream ends, because then I want it to do its like exit sequence when the stream has ended. And I don't know, exit sequence. So, what else? Even though I could probably do something with TTS, I don't feel like I would need to, because I already use my free TTS. Does a good job of what it does. Reading right. Okay. I think that's like all the things. I hope this isn't like too complex.
So I'm not particularly experienced at this stuff. And so when I went to make a bot for my wife, I wanted to make a video afterwards to try and consolidate all the awkward stuff that I had to learn to make it. So if this sounds like something you want to do, you want to learn how to get that initial setup so then you can build on the bot yourself, this will be the right video for you. And I'll just give you a quick demo of what you should have at the end of this video now. So I'm just on my Twitch page here. And here's the little TwitchLib bot that I've made. So if I press start, what it'll do is it opens a page in my browser. This is where first time you do it, it'll pop up and it'll have a Twitch authentication message saying like, oh, do you want to sign in with your Twitch account? It needs access.
Oh, I thought of something. I just thought of something I should add. I really would like, because I just was reminded when I saw his WinForms thing. I would really like to be able to I could interact with it through WinForms by like clicking on like the buttons to have it do certain things, or interact with it through the text chat. But there are certain things that I only want, like I want it to be able to, like I only want me or like a moderator for the bot to follow the instruction. Like, so it needs to either be able to tell who's sending a message. So what is it, permission level? Or just or interactable externally, or not externally, but not through TwitchChat. Act or ignore accordingly. Yeah, I'm so bad at explaining this stuff.
Paper 17 says, okay, I need to force myself to do some exercise.
Force yourself? I thought you liked exercising. I thought you liked your feet zen. Casper? Thank you, though. Good luck with your exercise. Try to have fun. That's what I say. That's exercise.
Casper Caper 17 says I like fights and running.
Oh, I see.
Casper Caper 17 says but there's more parts of my body that need to be kept into shape.
Well, What's that, Casper? Or,
Casper Caper 17 says regardless, CYA.
See you. Be interactable. Outside of... Okay. So all these things.
Access to like your username and access to view your subscribers or whatever you set up your bot to need. So if once you press accept, it'll then go ahead and it'll connect to the chat. You can close this window.
Oh, minor thing, but I also need to not dox me. Like if I'm like showing the code, I need not to show like my OAuth and whatever. I guess this was the first thing that we talked about. There. Okay, that's all the things. Well, then maybe I'll make a note specifically of like on a higher level what it will do. Point. Distribute. Things. Sounds weird saying it like this, but I can't. English is hard. this I'm borrowing from what Stream Elements already can do. This is silly. Okay. That's everything.
Then. So now that we've done that connection part of it, there's two sides of it. As I said, one, we've got a bot now in the chat, so I can write in commands and it'll respond to it. And then
he's saying like every time he starts it, it opens up this link and he has to and it has to connect or something. What are you saying?
So if I press start, what it'll do is it opens a page in my browser. This is where first time you do it, it'll pop up and it'll have a Twitch authentication message saying like, oh, do you want to sign in with your Twitch account? It needs access to like your username and access to view your subscribers or whatever you set up your bot to need. So once you press accept, it'll then go ahead and it'll connect to the chat. You can close this window then. So now that we've done that connection part of it, there's two sides of it. As I said, one, we've got a bot now in the chat, so I can write in commands and it'll respond to it. And then the second thing we can do is I've made a little button where I can click on called subscriber over here. If I click on this, it's going to tell me in this box how many subscribers I've got. And that's just gone to Twitch, asked it for a list of my subscribers, and then counted how many it's returned for me. So that's the kind of basic numbers, and then counted subscribers I've got over here. If I click on this, it's going to tell me in this box how many subscribers I've got. And that's just gone to Twitch, asked it for a list of my subscribers, and then counted how many it's returned for me. So that's the kind of basic functionality. The job of building on the bot is yours. I just want to give you that initial setup. All right, so let's get started with it then. So I'll close this down and we're going to go ahead and open a new Visual Studio. I'm using Visual Studio 2019. But I'm sure it's perfectly fine to use other versions as well. So we're going to go ahead and create a new project. And we're going to be making a WinForms app. So let me just type in WinForms, Windows Forms application. .NET Framework is the one that we're going to...
I guess I should just try to do stuff. Time to open up Visual Studio. But then Visual Studio is kind of intensive, resource intensive. Maybe I should close Unity. Yeah. I think I saved last time. Then again, it's not like... Would I really even need to use WinForms? Is it even worth it? Because couldn't I just use like the console? Like if I wanted to do it in like Visual Studio Code instead, couldn't I just interact via the console? I think I could. I kinda would rather be able to use VS Code if I can. Because I like VS Code. This picture was more user-friendly.
Gonna go for, and we just press next, and then you give it a name. So I'm just gonna call this, what's it, a TwitchLib bot example. Okay, you can call it whatever you want to call it. Gonna press create now, and that should open up the Visual Studio for us, and we have a wonderful form. It might remind you a little bit of something like Visual Basic if you ever coded in that. And I'll talk you through what we're looking at now. So effectively, you can make an ugly little Windows window, and you can drag on a bunch of buttons, text boxes, and whatever you want.
I don't know if he said like ugly window, or if he just said old.
to have on it. We're not going to focus on user experience or UI really, whatever you want. Those window, and you can drag on a bunch of buttons, text boxes, and whatever you want to have on it. We're not going to focus on user experience or UI really today, but let's have a look how we can get this window set up how we want it. So first thing, you may not have this toolbox and properties window open. So what you're going to want to do.
Oh, here's the quality. Where's it playing at right now? It's at 20.
So first thing, you may not have this toolbox.
Okay. 1080. That's better.
Properties window open. So what you're going to want to do is you can go to View, and you will find the toolbox down here. And if you don't have the properties one, you want to go to other windows, and then there's one called properties window here. So if you go ahead and do that, that'll have the same setup. And the top one up here, this is where you will set up, and here.
Properties.
So if you go ahead and do that, that'll have the same setup. And the top one up here, this is where you will find the things that you want to drag on to the form and position. So we've got like checkboxes, buttons, for example. So if I drag a button on now, you can see it's created a button there. And then this bottom section, that is where you have the properties of the thing that you've currently selected. So this form, for example, is called Form 1 at the moment. If I want to go ahead and make it be called something more appropriate, like dance bot.
This whole thing is like reminding me a lot of the Unity editor, especially with like the drag and drop and the UI stuff.
I didn't capitalize my name. How unprofessional. Then I can go ahead and do that. Now, I might want to go ahead and do the same with the button. So I'm just going to go ahead and say this is going to be...
Oh.
Dusty Trails Dev says I've never used this stuff. It seems nice.
I was aware WinForms existed, but I never knew like what it really was. What this is WinForm, so it's the precursor
says, what
to
is
WPF. Apparently the order is I looked up some stuff earlier. It's WinForms was like the first one, and then later on they added WPF, and now they have UPF. UPF is the one they're pushing everyone to try to start using. They're all like iterations of each other, and UPF like supports like mobile and Android and Apple, and that's why they want everyone to use UPF now. But apparently WinForms is like the easiest to just. It's ugly, but it's easy. There's not a lot of ways to customize it, but it gets the job done. So people just like to use WinForms for like simple, like console like applications because it's more fun than the console. But I would think. Oh, thank you, Herfold.
Civitatum says I'm out of touch then feels dank man.
Wouldn't you say I can just do this? I don't have to do WinForms. Can I make it I can make it a console application and just communicate it via the console, right? In theory, or I don't like have to do this. That's what I was thinking. Like I want to. I mean, it's cool and all, but I don't want an extra. I already have like 1,000 windows. I don't want like another window, if you know what I mean, on my desktop. WPF knows very little. Aww.
Civitatum says my father would use WPF when I was very little.
Oh wait, so WinForms is super old then.
Which is why I remember.
Oh my god. You think so? It'd be nice to have GUI. So if I use, if I make it in Visual Studio and I use this WinForms thing, that doesn't, when I actually run the bot for real, does that mean I always have to have Visual Studio open? Because you know Visual Studio is like a computer hog. I can just like export it as its own thing, and then I won't have to launch Visual Studio once the bot's like done. Would you say? Because I've never made an application. I've only made like some console stuff. It doesn't even count. Because I would assume, well, that would defeat the purpose. And what's the point? If everyone had to launch their WinForm application with Visual Studio open, wouldn't that make it like not really an application then? So there should be a way to like export it as an app. Okay, that was a stupid question.
Dusty Trails Dev says you export it as an app and it should run easy.
Thank you, Dusty. What's that? Oh, sorry. Just checking what that ping was. Okay. Cool. WinForms it will be then. WinForms it shall be. Let me save my... Oh, it's all saved. Let me close Visual Studio Code because... Okay, it's time to open Visual Studio. Like the actual... The big one. The big cheese. I'm on a laptop. Okay. Create new project. This will be my first WinForms thing. I've never done anything in WinForms. Apparently you have to use Visual Studio for WinForms is like...
without VS as well, it would probably be quite awkward though.
Let's run an IDE. That's basically what I've done. That's actually like what I've done. It's like run everything in IDE. Wait, apparently WinForms you have to use Visual Studio. It's a Visual Studio thing. Package thing. It has to be from Visual Studio. It's weird. Okay, so let's see. Where's WinForms? Wait, C#. Select C# first. Not F#, because that would be dumb. Oh, but there's 2 WinForms to select from. Oh my god, there's 3.
Orkamus says, oh, making a Windows app now?
I guess I am then. Yeah. Oh, Orkamus, it's you! Oh my god, I'm happy to see you. I'm trying to make a Twitch bot. I'm actually trying to do a thing. I'm gonna use the library.
Challenge accepted, then feels dank mad.
Challenge accepted. Good thing I have some people who actually have used C# here. I feel so I'm so spoiled. Yeah, so I'm using... But there's 3, I have 3 choices. I have 3 different types of WinForm applications I can make, apparently. Which bothers me.
Says, oh, I see.
It looks like I have Windows Form. I have Windows Form.net framework. And then... Oh, actually, no, it's just 2. Does it really matter if it's a .NET framework Windows Form or not? Which one's lighter? No way! Yeah.
Says,
oh, give me the channel. Give me the channel so I can follow him.
He was making a bot with Unity using TwitchLib.
And then stalk him, and then steal all his code. I'm just kidding. So that sounds... No way. He was used through Unity. So he was making some kind of like game or something that like with Twitch interactivity. That's... I'm guessing. That's what that's for.
Dusty Trails Dev says XD.
Steal all that code and then say I wrote it. Be like, I did this. He stole my code. But don't worry, all the viewers will know the truth. Thank you. Alright, well, I'm following this guy.
Orkamus says https://www.twitch.tv/studiodread.
Okay, so... What happened to my video I was watching? Oh my god. Oh wait, no, sorry. I thought it opened in the wrong tab.
Orkamus says you're making a better stream avatars game.
Oh cool. I love that kind of stuff. I would want to in the future develop some kind of like Twitch game that integrates, because I love Twitch so much and I love games, and if you combine 2 things that you love, it's perfect. Studio Dread. He just got a follower. He has a clip called I Type Numbers into Boxes. And oh, he has one that says, my first game was terrible. This was my bad game. I like this person. They're my spirit animal. Okay. So have them followed. This will be fun. This will be fun because I'm gonna be massively less successful than this guy who said all of his with his clips, and his clips say like, oh my blah 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 was terrible, but he thinks he's terrible. He's never seen me do anything. This will be fun because he's out here trying to steal my title of building the most terrible things. What a joke. What a loser. Only one can have that title. And it's my title. So, where was I? Where's my tab? There it is. Oh yeah. Collab. So, oh yeah. So he can carry me.
Says maybe you can collab. Surprised face.
Oh, that would be so cool. That'd be so fun. I don't know, maybe I might just be like too terrible. You can always... Oh yeah. Well, if anyone ever wanted to collab, I'd always love to collab.
Having
I
a
love
mentor
learning
is
from
so
people.
valuable. Imo.
I'm just imagining what it would be like to collab, and then the person's like in the first stream, like it like kicked off and blocked because that's how like bad I am. They're just like. They say something like, you know, I like helping new programmers, but this is on like a different level. I've never seen a case like this one. Oh my god.
Orkama says cool, he seemed willing to teach.
Well, if you ever mentioned him to me, you can say from the beginning that I would totally be down to. Well, that already, just the fact that he's doing that is super, super cool. I already respect him a lot. State machine and stuff. Oh, cool. Thank you, Dusty. You guys are nice. Anyway, what should I select? Windows... Oh, do you think it matters if it's a Windows 4 map of the .NET framework? Or I can just pick out any one I want?
Orkama says, LOL, okay, I will keep an eye out for him to be on.
Oh my god! That'd be crazy. Well, I hope... Let's see how this goes. If I can get anything. Any kind of output. Anything. Here's what I'm actually expecting. I don't know what to expect, but my expectations are... I would ideally like to import the library.
Dusty Trails Dev says, I think .NET Framework is the one that's more bare bones.
Oh, okay, so I'm gonna go Windows format. Thank you. And they did say Windows format. They never specified in this video. They're not saying Windows format .NET Framework. Wait, bare bones is good though, right? Or should I be going for that? Because then like low resources and more... I don't have to worry about all the bloat. I actually don't know what's good. What's good here? Because after I select one of these, I can't just like change it afterwards, can I? Because it's going to generate all the stuff. Maybe, I don't know. What if I do Windows Form app versus... What's the difference between Windows Form app and Windows Format.NET Framework? This doesn't help this answer. Could read this issue. Oh. Visual Studio gives developers the option of creating projects based on .NET Framework or Core. Oh, one's Framework and one's Core, but oh. Both have been superseded with the release of .NET 5. Developers still have the option to create projects with .NET Framework, which is why there are two project types. Oh. .NET Framework is older. You're right, it's older than .NET Core and runs on Windows only. .NET Core was created to be cross-platform and originally did not support Windows desktop apps. Oh wow. They had separate releases. When .NET Core was released, Microsoft began recommending that new applications, regardless of what type, be developed with .NET Core. So both of these are technically outdated anyway. Microsoft also announced that there would be no further major update to the .NET framework. And the most recent was in September 2019. I think that all new .NET applications should be based on .NET Core. Well, Microsoft says they want everything to be based on this. They said this in 2019, so maybe I'll just go .NET Core. Net 5 is the successor of .NET Core and .NET Framework. It's so confusing the way they named all this stuff. There's like everything's like .NET this, and it's like unclear. Like the way they named Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, like they made them almost the same name, which is extremely confusing. It took me forever to know, like, oh, Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code are two different things. One's a full IDE,
says, so
one's
it is
a code
official.
editor.
.NET is discriminating against me as a Linux user. Feels dank mad.
Oh, I'm sorry, SPQ. Sorry. Their naming is pretty not great.
Orcamus says, yeah, Microsoft sucks at naming Loki.
They should hire someone specifically to come up with great names for their products. Would be nice. It would be a great convenience for the people using them. All right, so we're gonna use the one for .NET Core. We'll use I already forgot which one.
Dusty Trails Dev says at Spxivitatum.
We're gonna
so
use
real.
Windows Form.
I would be on Linux, but I need the C.
Not .NET Framework. So I'm clicking Windows Form app now, and I'm going to name it. Should I call it My Broken Bot? Will it run? I could call it that. Okay. TwitchBot. Oh, I never thought. Like, what would his name be? I guess I should have like a name, but it's probably just I'm gonna use it through my account. So SaltyBot. Yes. Okay, I know what I'll name it.
Dev says
I'm naming this project Salty Tears because it's not, obviously I'm gonna run into a lot of issues and it's not gonna work and I'm gonna cry a lot about it. So that will be the project name. That's the code. It's the code name. Project Salty Tears for my bot. Yes. Cool. The solution name will also be Salty Tears too. Perfect. Project will be created in users salt source repos salty tears. It says /salty tears. Beautiful. Should I place the solution and the project in the same directory? Anybody who's used Visual Studio? I never do that because in all the example projects, they never check that box. But wouldn't that be more convenient to have it all, I don't know, together? Why does no one check the box, place solution and project in the same directory? But let me, also show my Visual Studio Code too. Move this up above. This is my Visual Studio. Oh, often you have another project within the solution for unit tests.
Orcamus says often you have another project within the solution for unit tests.
Oh, that's the workflow. That's why people don't check the box because they'll put another. So it's okay. So okay. And in the I noticed in the TwitchLib library, there's a thing, like there's a folder that has like tests in it. That or something. It was something with like the tests. And when I looked,
says or with else you want to keep isolated logically speaking.
Unless you want to keep it isolated. So would you say it's best practice to not check this box? Just keep it blank, just like I see everyone do. Really, I'm so happy to see you all again. Yay. Okay. I'll keep them separate then.
Orcamus says I think it comes down to preference, but I would keep them separate.
Oh, it's just for, oh. Yeah. Well, will it, if I don't put them together, will it be easy to find them both if they're in different locations? Like, what if I want to delete, I wouldn't, but what if I like want to delete a project in the future? Will it be hard to like find all the pieces to delete? Or will, I don't know, will Visual Studio like take care of all this for me and it's like just not a problem? Like, will this be a non-issue? Because sometimes I just like can't find my files. Like since the beginning of time. I'm like searching through like all kinds of different folders to try to find things or something. Like the directories. Okay. Alright, we're not checking the box then.
Dusty Trails Dev says Visual Studio makes it pretty easy with the directories.
It's funny, this is supposed to be .NET Core, supposedly, like the Windows, the other one that I didn't click, the Windows Form framework or whatever, was supposed to be .NET. Yeah, they're terrible with their naming. Because this is supposed to be .NET Core, but it says framework, but they don't mean like the framework. They mean like framework as in just in general the word framework, not .NET framework, but just framework. Sorry, just pointing that out. How that, like, that's really annoying. You think they could do a better job naming stuff? They're programmers, and programmers are supposed to be good at naming their variables. But all be in a child folder. Okay, cool, non-issue. Waiting for IntelliSense to finish initializing.
Dusty Trails Dev says so much framework.
Brainwork. Rhymes with framework. That's it. I have an idea. Microsoft in their next release should call it .NET Brainwork. Because it rhymes. It's also the same as .NET Core. Oh no. Why do they do
says
this?
.NET is also the same as .NET Core Evo 15 mind
Just
blown.
like, stop calling it .NET. Pick something else for the new release so it's clear which of your products are separate. So there's no overlap. But bad at naming actual projects.
Dusty Trails Dev says programmers are good at naming variables,
that
but bad at naming actual projects.
Fascinating. There should be a whole documentary on that, and I feel like scientists at major universities, like researchers, should be studying this phenomenon. This is a real phenomenon. It's so fascinating. Why? Such lame names. Oh, they need
Dusty
me
Trails
then.
Dev says 90%
So here's the
of
thing.
open source things have such lame names.
I might not fit into the traditional programming demographic, but I feel like I'm pretty good at picking names for things, coming up with good names. So at least I'll have strengths in other areas, even if my strengths aren't my programming per se and the algorithms, as they say. I'll have strength in other things like Dazzle. Can I?
Orcamus says LOL, I feel exposed.
And marketing and I don't know, glamour and sparkles. I'm good at that. I didn't mean to expose you, Orcamus. Alright, wait. Oh my god, I got started. Where am I? Oh yes. Okay, I need to change